Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Big League Chicago. I'm Rick here with Jack, Jose, and John here in a little bit. We are going to do the Bears pregame, pretty much pregame breakdown. Bears breakdown pregame, Monday Night Football. They're going up against the Patriots. And then we're going to go with the postgame. After that, then we've got some C-Red segment as well, Hawks Talk, and then we're going to end it out with 4 stars of the week, all brought to you by Star 6 Media. And yeah, let's hit the intro, boys.
I feel like Mike Jordan, give me the rock and I'm scoring. Hey, came from the bottom, that's foreign. I swear that I'm up for the sun in the morning. Yeah, they know that we ain't the same. 402, we rap the game. I told them this ain't a game.
All right. Hope you guys like that intro. All right, boys. Bears breakdown pregame Monday Night Football against the Patriots in Foxborough. Why are we on primetime? I almost want to ask that question, but also like this is going to be, I was going to take the Patriots to blow the Bears out. I don't think that's the case. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that's going to be necessarily the case. I think I said that on last week's episode. What are we thinking as far as like what's going on in this game? Who wants to start off?
I think it's a sign that my lights just came on. And I think it just gave me a sign that the Bears are going to win. Like, all of a sudden, like, just light, literally after you said that, like, the light just literally, came on right now. Like, I was working on a secondary light, and then my main light came on. It's kind of like, okay, cool. After you said that, it just gave me hope. So it's right there. It's hope that the Bears hopefully do well tonight, guys. Why are they on prime time? Because all the other networks throughout the week chose the other games better, and ESPN got stuck with this one, I guess. I don't know. That's the best answer I could probably give you guys. But now this gives me a lot of hope that the Bears hopefully might surprise us and give us a good game that we all been wanting and waiting and show a good performance in Bill Belichick. Apparently, Bill Belichick thinks that the Bears are a better team than what they have shown. So, I mean, he's a genius. He knows football. He's a multiple Super Bowl winning coach. And I'm just gonna stick with it. Now with this is literally my sign, guys. I'm about to erase everything that I have right here and be like, Bears win in convincingly right now after this.
John, you're joining us for the first time
yes, sir.
On Big League Chicago. First of all, welcome. Glad to have you here. But you wanted to go first for this Bears game. Tell us why. Tell us why,
dude.
What's
going on, fellas? First of all, I'm happy to finally join you guys. I got caught up with work last week, but y'all held it down for us. Happy for Star 6 Media to finally be taking off. We've been talking about this for a while now. Real quick, I got to point out, do y'all see how Eric's dressed today? He kind of got that like Bill Belichick look when he cuts off his sleeves and his hoodie.
True.
And it's a long sleeve too on top. This is a whole long sleeve.
It looks like you're wearing a hoodie on top of a long sleeve.
That's
definitely the Bill look. The Bill look. I see what you're trying to do there. You're trying to do like a sight game over here. But to be honest, Eric, I really think that light turning on is going to be the brightest thing for you tonight because we got 2 Chicago teams going. I know we just should be talking, Bears right now, but man, this is about to be another ugly game. Like, we couldn't beat the Commanders, and now we're facing a Hall of Fame coach, probably the most Hall of Fame coach you could think of, like the Patriots. Without Tom Brady, they still do their thing. It don't even matter who's at quarterback. Because they're both those quarterbacks, just the game they play, they're better than us, hands down. Devontae Parker, better than Mooney. Their wide receiver 1 dogs are. Their running backs, okay, the running back, I won't go there. I'm on the Montgomery train. That's the only highlight. I'm on the Montgomery train. But it's just like you guys said, why are we on prime time? We're about to get embarrassed again. I'm pretty sure the whole nation's wondering, like, how did this game, why don't Monday night games get flexed? We see Sunday games get flexed. Why not Monday games? Especially after the horrendous performance we did last week. It's just, I really, what the last I checked, the line is Patriots 8.5. I'm probably taking the Patriots -10.
So you really think,
and I'm wearing my Bears hat, and I'm still gonna root for the Bears.
yeah, and that's part of it, right? Like we're Bears fans, but even we're like, I mean, right? Like we're even we're like, okay, this is kind of rough. This is, and on top of it all, Jack, I'll get to you in a sec, but on top of it all, Bill Belichick right now can pass George Halas on the all-time wins list. So this is it's almost like a perfect storm. I feel like Vegas and the NFL conspired together, and they're like, yo, the Patriots, I mean, Bill Belichick and the Patriots, they can break George Halas is on Monday night on week 7 if we schedule them right now. You know what I mean? Like, it's just too dirty. It does feel dirty. It's almost like a slap in the face. I hope it doesn't happen against the Bears, but it's eventually going to happen because Bill Belichick is that good. But Jack, what are your thoughts on this game? Do you agree with John over here?
Oh, I mean, there's as I said last week on Bears Breakdown. I mean, I have New England winning this game. I don't really have the Bears scoring a touchdown. I think I had them at like 9 points, maybe a touchdown and a safety. That would be cool, but I'm expecting 3 field goals, and that'll be kind of the extent of the offense. I'm not gonna lie, I just took a prop that involved 11.5 on Montgomery receiving, New England minus 8.5, and the under hitting the under of 40.5 points as a little play. So that's
no faith.
I agree on that under. It actually moved to 39 now. So
oh wow. So I kind of like it. I kind of like it at 40.5.
I do.
But I will say what plays into the Bears' favor is you got, Matt Jones coming back from injury. Didn't look great. He was 2-5, touchdown to interception, making about 66% of his completions as it's on the TV. As Bailey Zappe has really been kind of leading New England as of late. He did look a little bit better. He's definitely the more accurate quarterback, at least in Zappe's 2 or 3 starts. But I don't know. I think, as you said it, Bill's just a Hall of Fame coach, about to pass George Halas. So I think that will occur tonight.
Oh, no. No faith. Look, on the positive, I feel like I'm of this entire team. I think they're gonna. No, I really don't want them to lose. I don't want. Okay, yeah, Eric too. Eric did have them at like 10, 11 wins before the season. You're right.
But that's the thing, though. He has no choice to pick them every week because he needs those 11 wins.
No, I have a choice. Everybody
he got to ride on that wagon, bro. He got to burn on that train. He can't switch it up.
So going off of obviously last week's loss on Thursday Night Football against the Commanders, we picked apart really a lot of the issues for the Bears. The biggest one being the offensive line. In a very close second comes the wide receivers. We have N'Keal Harry back. We got rid of Amir Smith-Marset, thank God. Does N'Keal Harry? I can't believe I'm asking this. Does he make an impact on this Bears game at all? Against the Patriots?
Are you asking, are we going to see a N'Keal Harry revenge game today?
I'm asking if we're seeing a revenge game. First rounder. Hey, first round talent is first round talent.
We finally got a first round wide receiver. Look at that.
we got him 3 years later, but yeah, we got him.
Oh man. Nah, bro. I think it's even worse that we're playing against his former team. Like, they know what to expect from him. They let him go for a reason. Sure, he has speed, but again, I mean, it's the O-line. It's the O-line. I mean, Justin Fields is still gonna be running for his life. The Patriots defense seems like they're great regardless of who's on the field. They're damn near. They're like the St. Louis Cardinals. Regardless of who's on the field, they're gonna play you hard. That's the Patriots defense, and it's really like this Bears O-line sucks. N'Keal Harry's not even gonna be a threat. Mooney's not gonna be a threat. It's just, I mean, I hate to be that guy, the negative Nancy, however you want to deem it, but it's just, I got no hopes for these Bears. Like, that's just always. You know what? But it's mostly because I'm upset because I actually bet them to win last week against the Commanders. In all my pools, I put my 16 on the Bears to beat the Commanders, and you got Carson Wentz with a broken finger, and bro, they only scored 12 points. 12 points, and we didn't even beat them. How do you expect us to beat the Patriots?
And you make a good point with, like, with Carson Wentz, an injured Carson Wentz. You saw him fucking just flipping his hand like this,
Flipping his
during
hand,
the
bro.
game. Yeah.
He damn near bandaged the whole thing.
I know, and he was still able to pass. Like, he was still able to win the game. Like, the fact that he won and looked the way he did during that post game with the little fucking fedora, it just pissed me off. But I don't know. I think Mac Jones is playing, if I'm not mistaken. So that, he's coming off of an injury. 3 games, I think he missed the last 3 games. So that could also work in the Bears' favor. The defense has been pretty decent. Obviously, they did a pretty solid job against the Commanders last week, and they've been pretty solid throughout the season. Maybe 1 or 2 games here and there. But does that kind of maybe give the defense an edge, give the Bears an edge, I guess, in this case, because Mac Jones is coming off an injury, hasn't played football, or does he kind of just flow back into this game? Eric, you're looking like you're pondering that.
Yeah, because it's kind of tough. I mean, I think this game, it doesn't really matter who's the quarterback, right? I think what matters is, can you stop the run? Can you stop the run? I think that's the main focal thing. I don't think the quarterback. It shouldn't make a difference, right? To me personally, it shouldn't make a difference on who's the quarterback. It's they both kind of almost mirror each other, I guess, except Mac Jones is just a little bit more athletic. But it's basically, can you stop Damian Harris and Stevenson?
Yeah.
Can you stop the run? Because I just feel like how the weather looks like. I mean, it's rainy, it's windy, it's ugly, and for that, I mean, we've seen Mac Jones. If it's Mac Jones, we've seen Mac Jones go 1 for 1 for 3 yards and still end up winning the game. You get what I mean? And like, it's possible that may happen, whether if it's Zappe or Mac Jones. It's hard to imagine them just going ballistic. Can they? I mean, I'm certain that they can. Will they? Probably not, because again, the Bears' vulnerability is just they can't stop the run and they can't pressure the quarterback. So it's kind of like you have your way of defeating the Chicago Bears defense in 2 ways. It just depends on which route you take.
Jack, you thinking this is going to be a week 1 San Francisco monsoon game where they come out with a win, a surprising win? I think.
Hell no. I told you this before. There's no confidence in this football team. You could try and drag it out of me, but unfortunately, I'm just not budging right now. Not at least. We'll see after the first quarter. Maybe my emotions will change, but as of right now, I mean, I don't know. I just no confidence in this offensive line, no confidence in this offense. We'll see if they're able to. I'll be happy with 7 points. And if we can build off that and then go from there, and then I'll be happy. But so
I'm trying anything to get Jack on like the positive side of things. He's got the Hawks. He's like he's mad about Jose is in here in the comments talking about Bears lose 22-17 if they can get past 10 points. I think.
Where's he getting that from?
That's what I'm saying. If they can get past 10 points, I'll believe it. But
oh my goodness, bro.
Look, I am one of those guys, and all throughout the last year and change, I've been doing BLC. I've said it. I don't expect them to win, but I'm going to be rooting for a win. You know what I mean? Like, always. I'm rooting for a win. Obviously, we've all got our Bears gear on for a reason. We're all fans. Jose over here, just 7 points, maybe 7 points. What's going on in the chat?
Okay, let's just relax on the comments. Just keep it where it is. We don't.
I'm gonna be mad if they lose. I'm gonna be ecstatic if they win. I don't know, man. Like, is the season already like lost too? Like, with just the way the shit has been going? Because I think it is. I just want to see Justin Fields improve more. That's all I want him to do.
Absolutely, the season's lost. It's been lost since before the season started. This is a clear rebuild, and this is a clear rebuild. And what sucks is that our people that were supposed to be wide receiver 1, tight end 1 / wide receiver 2 haven't even produced. Montgomery's the only guy out here. We got guys out there dropping balls. Wide receivers can't get no separation. The O-line is worse than what we even expected, because the Bears have always had a crappy O-line. since Rex Grossman, Montgomery, Jay Cutler, Mike Glennon, Trubisky, Andy Dalton. I mean, shoot, I'll take Andy Dalton now. Look at him over there in New Orleans.
I mean, he's balling right now.
He
really
and
is.
It's like, bro, the season's been done, man. This season was terrible. It's ugly because it's like I don't see us improving week to week at all, and that's what you hope for, You at least like, okay, let's adapt, and still like I have yet to see the only person that I could see is improving is Fields, and that's within himself. Like his confidence looks like it's growing when he makes a play, makes a great run, great throw, but I don't see the play calling improving. I don't see the O-line improving. I don't see these wide receivers improving. The defense is taken by a threat, and I can't even put blame on the defense because we damn near traded away or let go of everybody.
Yeah.
And Eddie Jackson's doing his thing, which rightfully so because he got paid. We paid him. You're still here. You better produce.
He's got a couple picks. I got to give him that much.
Roquan Smith. He's definitely betting on himself. And but as far as that, like, who else you got? Like we it's sad to see that we still had to rely on the defense to carry us because our defense isn't elite no more. We're far from it.
And one of the things last week too, you heard, I think Alex Brown on like the Bears post-game show say our number one wide receiver on his best day is like a solid number 2.
Bro, and I've been saying that. For the longest is that look, I before the season, I put Mooney at like a B-lister, tier 2 wide receiver 1. The way he's been producing, he dropped to D. He's that bad this year. He's been terrible. You can't even, on a good team, he's wide receiver 3, wide receiver 4 option.
Really?
That's how bad Mooney's been. Look, okay, for example, put him on the Bucks. That's wide receiver 4.
At this point, anybody on the any wide receiver would probably look decent on the Bucks. You see how bad they dropped passes yesterday?
Oh yeah,
they were so bad.
It's kind of like you could say put him on the Bucks where he's gonna be. Okay, I get where you're going with in that route, right? But you also got to put the game plan at everybody.
But also, you have a Hall of Fame quarterback, so he's going to be able to make Mooney play better. So they got a way better O-line, but even then, he's still wide receiver 3, wide receiver 4 over there. Put him on the Chiefs, wide receiver 3, maybe wide receiver 4 because you can include Travis Kelce still in that wide receiver conversation. Even the 49ers with Garoppolo. Worse with McCaffrey on the team. He's damn near wide receiver 4 or 5. Like, this is how bad Darnell Mooney has been. I'm sorry. And it's very disappointing because this is who we went into. Wide receiver 1. They promoted him and Fields practicing all summer long. The connection is great. They got this. I mean, they did the same thing to us with Trubisky and Allen Robinson, but at least Robinson was getting 1,000-yard and Pro Bowl appearances.
Well, I mean, but Mooney last season got 1,000 yards. Sure, it was kind of like towards the end of the season, right? Like it was the last couple games where he really eclipsed that 1,000-yard mark. And coming into this year, it was like, oh, we got our number 1, right? Obviously, it's been a little different, but I don't know. I've just got a weird feeling that this game, with like the shitty weather that it is, somehow Justin Fields is going to have like 20, 25 completions or something like that, just because it's like the opposite of what we expect. Jack, go ahead.
As we go on, that it sounds like the starting lineup for the offensive line looks like Braxton Jones at left tackle, Michael Schofield at left guard, Lucas Patrick in the middle, Tevin Jenkins on right guard, and then Larry Borum on right tackle.
So it's a brand new offensive line from center on left.
I was going to say Schofield. I don't think we've seen Schofield,
who was cut, I believe, when the 53-man roster came out, was added to the practice squad. Fun fact is married to Kendall Schofield Coyne, Olympic gold medalist with the U.S.
Oh, wow, nice.
Women's hockey team from Chicago as well. So just a fun little fact there. But no, not much confidence in that O-line just off the bat.
And really, I think the best ones have been Tevin Jenkins and Larry Borum. And that's one side. It's not even Justin Fields' blind side either. Like that's kind of sad that it's like, hey, yeah, we got a really great right side on a right-handed quarterback. That's awesome. I don't know, man. I feel like this game is going to be just a bunch of opposites this tonight.
No. Okay, I get you guys. And I get Michael P where he's going from. Trade Roquan. Nobody has value except for Roquan Smith.
Yeah.
You don't do this. You don't trade him. You don't trade a pillar in your defense, no matter how bad your team is, because if you want to look into the future, the easy team to upgrade or the easy side of the ball to upgrade is the defensive side of the ball because you have an offense or defense. I'm sorry, a defensive side of the ball simply because you have a defensive coordinator. And if you have one of the top linebackers in this league, you keep him. You do that. And how like Montgomery does have value. The Jets just lost their running back for the seasons of torn ACL.
And he was thriving. He was balling.
And he was balling.
Quickly.
And you can, if you want to, if you know you're not going to sign him, then that's something where like I don't even care if you get a 6th, maybe a 5th, or a 4th round pick, whatever value may be. Like that's still some type of value. Eddie Jackson, it goes along the same thing. You just paid the dude a couple years ago, but you don't let him go. I get the value is there. I understand value is there and everything, but you just don't like if you really want to do this, if you really want to have a quick turnaround, you have to have pillars on whatever side of the ball. You have it on Justin Fields as a quarterback. You have it in Roquan Smith and Eddie Jackson on defense. You just have to have cornerstones. And if you just want to trade everybody away, then this rebuild is going to be lasting longer than if you guys want a quick turnaround. And then we're going to be talking about the same thing next year too as well. And then we're like, well, we ain't got nobody. Well, yeah, because you guys traded away everybody.
Well, that's so here's the thing with that though. And Jack, you want to talk about the breaking news that just happened?
Yes, and this is exciting fantasy-wise for me because he gets out of the shell of Travis Etienne. James Robinson is now a New York Jet for I think a 5th round
as we
pick.
mentioned that. Yep.
So it should be interesting to see. I mean, comparable. I do think I think Monty gets you at least a 4th or a 3rd rounder if you compare him to Robinson, but the running back market kind of set right there a little bit with James Robinson to the New York Jets.
John, what did you want to say about whatever?
We're not going to let Eric slide here. Jose's going off in the comments, and I'm with him. We're not going to let Eric slide. You can't focus on defense. The league is pure offense, man. Look at everybody that goes to the Super Bowl. Their offense are stacked. They're ballers. Towards the trade deadline, towards picking up free agency. Odell, for example, I get it. Odell's an example, but Antonio Brown, Odell Beckham Jr. They go to teams that already have an all-star offense, and they just power them even more into the playoffs. If we focus on defense, if we keep, Eddie Jackson, he's a couple years in, now's the time to sign him because let's say he sucks next year, no one's going to want him, and we're stuck with the rest of the money on his contract. But if we keep focusing on defense, it's going to be the same stuff we've been living the last years.
But I'm not just saying focus on defense. That's not exactly what you still need pillars on defense. You still need to build around defense.
You said we need pillars for a quick turnaround. This isn't a quick turnaround. Not with this offense, bro.
A quick turnaround is if you keep the players that you know they're going to be there down the future. You can't tell me and sit here and tell me that Eddie Jackson is that just because he has one bad year next year. Oh, we're stuck with them. No, that's the simple mindset on how a team shouldn't be built.
We all know because we're paying
one of the best ones. You can't not tell me that you got to trade away your best players and start from scratch. You can't.
Yes, you do.
Look at how bad we are. Look at how bad we are. The one thing you have to look at with Roquan as being a pillar, though, does he carry the same weight as a Von Miller? He gets double-digit tackles each game in the Bears, right? Like absolutely 100%. But all those tackles do not equal a Von Miller type of player on this team. Would you rather have Von Miller all these years in the league or a Roquan who gets double-digit tackles but does not disrupt or does not make a big change in the game against an offense like Von Miller does? Von Miller won the Super Bowl. Him and OBJ won the Super Bowl for the Rams last year. And Von Miller is like
he's still producing
anchor.
Now.
Yeah, and he's still going.
He's still killing it. He's a leader.
But you guys are talking about two different positions. You're talking about a guy who plays defensive end on one side of the ball, and you guys are talking about a linebacker that, you're right. Some linebackers have that edge or has that mentality to go after the quarterback and then get sacks. And it's been Ray Lewis, Brian Urlacher, so on and so forth. but Urlacher has done it every once in a while. He was also known for his tackling from side to side, from going east and west, not north and south, or not going south. If there's every player plays their role differently. And Roquan Smith, we all know this. We've been knowing this for the past 3-4 years since he's been on this team. He doesn't go after the quarterback, but god damn it, he doesn't let anybody pass him the moment he tackles somebody. It's not his fault that the guys in front of him don't go after the quarterback.
You want to pay him
so
what
you
he
cannot
wants,
tell me that this guy needs to do everything all around and about, because it overwhelms a player in itself.
No, I'm not saying he has to do everything. I'm sorry to cut you off, bro.
No, go ahead.
You guys are also thinking, if you're Roquan, the Bears didn't pay you what you wanted. Why wouldn't he go to free agency after we have one of the shittiest seasons ever? What makes you think he's gonna stay? That's a gamble. I don't think the Bears
pay him
take.
The money. That's the only way.
Even if whatever money that they do pay him, I think we all talk about this, and we've been talking about this for the past. I don't know if we even talked about this, or it has been mentioned. There you go. That's where I'm going. It has been mentioned that they're going to have the highest salary cap next year. So if he's
about money only,
if he's auditioning for his next contract, then by all means, we're pretty sure we've seen some games where Roquan has popped up, just like have we seen some games that he hasn't shown up. But that's the time, or that's the life of an NFL football player in a season. You're gonna be there in some games, you're not gonna be there in most of the games. We just don't, or the National League, or however people value him, don't value him as much because he doesn't go after the quarterback.
No, Eric,
get
he
somebody
doesn't get
that does.
Because of the team he's on.
What did we talk about last year, John? We talked about how Robert Quinn got after the quarterback and so on and so forth, and now he only has one sack so far in the first 6 games of the season.
That's another guy you should have traded. You should have traded him when he had value.
And he still has that value. And that one I would rather trade away Robert Quinn before I trade away Roquan Smith, simply because Roquan Smith is 25 and already and Robert Quinn's already in his 30s.
But you
still have more prime years of Roquan Smith as a pillar in your defense than you do Robert Quinn, who may leave after next year if you don't trade him.
If he signs with us, bro, that's you're missing that big if.
I just think when we talk about defense, absolutely Roquan is a guy who, like Eric said, doesn't let a guy past him when he's wrapping him up, right? But if you want that disruptive guy, you don't want to pay Roquan the $20 million a year that he wants. I understand you have to build and keep these guys that almost tell players coming in or looking to possibly join the Bears, hey, they keep their players, they keep their stars, right? But you can't keep him on $20 million a year when he doesn't disrupt the opposing offense like a Khalil Mack does. We paid Khalil Mack and, from a while back, Julius Peppers, that amount of money because they made a huge difference on the defensive side of the ball, and they would cause 3 and outs. They'd cause pressures. You don't see Roquan causing pressures. And coupled with the fact that our offense is as garbage as it is, we really, really need to focus on offense. I don't mind keeping Eddie Jackson. Absolutely. It almost feels like with Eberflus, his career has just been reawakened or whatever this year. He's just done way better than he has the last couple of years under Nagy and under whatever defensive bullshit that was showing us. But coupled with the fact that our offense is absolute garbage, I think this offseason, you tell Roquan, hey, you take the deal that we're going to give you and know that we're going to spend the rest of this on offensive pieces that make us an actual contender in just the NFC North, right? We can possibly win a division crown against a Vikings team that still has Kirk Cousins at quarterback and an Aaron Rodgers team that is looking like it's declining. Knowing that you're going to be on a higher chance of a winning team, then we pay you $20 million and we may upgrade a few things here and there on the offense, and we may be doing well at the draft. I don't know, man. I think Roquan should take what he gets from the Bears. He should realize that he is not a Von Miller. He's not a Shaq Leonard. He's not a Khalil Mack in his heyday, right? Even Mack is doing well in LA right now, but he should realize that if he really wants to, I guess, be on a winning team, that he's got to take a step back, realize that the Bears need to get better offensively, especially the line and wide receivers, because running backs are coming aplenty for the Bears. And I think that's what happens moving forward. We can plug and play some linebackers too. Roquan. I mean, they're not going to be Roquan, but I think we spend $20 million a year on either an edge or a linebacker that's Von Miller-esque that is going into free agency or something like that. I think we have a good team, and we don't pay Roquan $20 million. But
I'll give you Khalil Mack. I'll give you Shaq Leonard. But what's Khalil Mack, whole different position. What's Von Miller, whole different position. We have to hold the standard on the guys that play his particular position, and I think we're veering away from that because you're talking about a guy who plays behind that defensive line, not on the defensive line. That's the only difference here, guys. And if you guys feel that Roquan doesn't sign here next year, and then we can just plug in another linebacker, but that defensive line doesn't improve a little bit, then you guys are going to feel that Roquan hole. That's key. All this has to be planned. But remember, we may have the highest salary cap, but you lose somebody like that, and you focus on the offense side of the ball just so you guys could come up with the modern football how it's played right now. It's fine that we could score 20, 25, 30 points, but be prepared to get scored that many times. You know, it's going to even look more worse this year. So we have to, the Bears, should I say, I can't say we because we don't own the Bears, right? But the Bears have to play these chips right. And we have to understand at the end of the day that losing somebody of that quality and not upgrading on that side of the ball, it basically we're just doing this and just flipping the defense to offense.
But it was like you're saying, Eric, like you can plug in other players that will be efficient enough to cover the loss of Roquan on defense. You know, you don't want to handicap yourself spending $20 million on the defensive side and not address the offensive side. We're at the bottom of the barrel right now offensively. We're terrible. Yeah. You know, say what you want about Trubisky the last years. You know, Nick Foles was garbage. Like I talk mad shit about him, but we're worse than that.
And that's the reason
we are worse than that, and we have less on defense than we did back then. That's why you can't handicap yourself just paying defense only.
But you're not handicapping yourself. It's literally just one player. It's whatever, 15, 17, 18, $19 million a year
you pay
for a player, whatever, for one player. Yet you still have an extra amount of salary cap room to get everything else that you need around for the offense side of the ball. If you could upgrade on the defense side in the draft, cool. But you just know that we need players here, we need players there, we need players there. And with the salary cap, the Bears have to play it smart. And if you guys are happy with whatever it is,
smart
18 million for Roquan Smith, is that good enough for you guys to also still build around everybody else?
I think
I just think he's asking for
17.
He's asking, and the reason I brought up Mac and Von, right? Like he's asking for their type of money though, for not a prime position, for not doing what they do. And that's kind of why I brought their names up. Because if you have a Mac and you have a Von Miller making 20+ mil a year, and you've got Roquan who doesn't do anything that they do as far as a game-changing aspect wise, why should we pay him their type of money? And I have to agree with John. You can plug somebody in. I mean, we had a preseason standout that made the team. You know, I forget his name, but he was from Illinois. That was at linebacker, and I mean, why not try him out, right? Like, but if we're going to give $20 million a year to a defensive player, then I want that defensive player to be either an edge or a Von Miller type of guy, and spend the rest on the offense. I don't know. That's just me.
Look, to touch on what you just said, if I'm paying a defensive player $20 million a year, he better be my missing piece to get to the Super Bowl.
Also that. Jack, you've been
at least playoffs. Come on, Jack.
Jack, you've been a little quiet. What do you got to say on this subject here with Roquan?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, he has been the heart and soul of this defense for at least the last 3 seasons. I think I'm still of the opinion that I think you got to capitalize on his value while you still can. With the impending free agency, you know, I think looking for someone that would want to sign him long term and being willing to give us the value that we can receive in draft picks, as Tony or as Jose has been really reiterating in the chat. I think that's, you know, build it up. I think tear it down and build it up.
So I guess the question is now, right? Like, is Fields safe for next year?
They're not
in a
attached to him.
quarterback-heavy draft, depending on where we pick?
Poles didn't draft him. Eberflus, they got stuck with him. They didn't pick a coach that was specific to Fields. I think as reports have been saying, I think the Bears have been very active in the Kentucky quarterback. They've been at a lot of Kentucky practices. They've been looking around. Jose, I don't know. I mean, I think this Bears offense or this Bears scouting office is looking at all options and considering what they can. Yes, it's tough to judge of the with the offensive line he has in front of him, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they're not attached to him. They didn't draft him.
And that's my downfall, because I always have so much hope for the Bears quarterbacks. Like, I even had hope for Trubisky. I'm like, dude, he just needs one more weapon and he's got it. He just needs a good left tackle and he's got, you know what I mean? So that's me. I hope he is, just because I see his athleticism and I'm like, man, that's awesome. I would love a quarterback who can roll out and run for 15, 20 yards, a 40-yard touchdown that was called back, right? I would love to see a quarterback do that, just because I've seen a Michael Vick type of quarterback do that. And, he was in the league for years. So I kind of hope he's safe, but I can understand, like you were saying, Eberflus and Poles didn't pick him, but I don't know. Who knows? I mean, that's just me. I could see both sides.
And I'm not out here saying I don't want him to be the future. The future. It's just I'm realistic about it, and I'm not that big of an asshole. But I hope he is the guy. But okay, thank you. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think they are expressing all options that are available.
No, I agree with Jack. Real quick, I know the game's almost gonna start, but Eberflus inherited him. It's like this is his new Eberflus' new relationship, and it came with the kid. So,
yeah, true.
But that don't mean I ain't looking at at other other options. I mean, even if it's just pure for competition, I mean, I wouldn't mind a decent backup drafted. God forbid Field starts going off, he gets injured, we're screwed. There's our season. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It don't hurt to have a competitive safety blanket behind who we hope to be our franchise quarterback.
I agree. All right, Jose, real quick, I want you in the comments to give your score prediction. Let's go around the virtual studio here and give our score prediction.
I think Jose already put it.
Jack,
Jose on.
Jose did it.
He did. I think he put 22-17 or something like that.
22-17, then he backed out and said 7.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, true. All right, Jack, what do you got?
I'm sticking with my 9 points for the Bears.
Ooh, straight field goal, baby.
I think I said 24-9 last week, but I think it's going to be more like 17-9. That's what we're looking at.
Jose's got 22-7 Patriots. John, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking 24-10 Patriots.
Eric, me and you are going to end it off. The more positive guys in the group. What are you thinking for the score?
Hold on, give me a second, because I'm trying to. I'm in a pool from like my previous work where I pay $10 and then I just do a pick 'em.
Yeah,
and I'm just trying to get the score correct. Hold on, give me a second. Go ahead, Rick.
All right,
go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 23-13 Patriots. I'm hoping
they cover the 10.
Yeah, that's true. They get past 10, I think, this time. And again, I'm more on the positive side. I think Justin Fields' athleticism shows a lot in this game. No more Amir Smith-Marset. So, if he runs for a touchdown, it won't get called back. So 23-13 Patriots win. Belichick moves past Hallis against the Bears, against his own team. So, Eric, did you get your score pulled up?
Yeah, so I put 37 points total. If I get this one right, I win the pot, and I put the Patriots to win. So I'm going to put 21-16 Patriots.
That's too close. That's too close. That is that's too many points to the Bears.
I respect it.
All right, the Bears win, though. Low key. My money, like I said, my money may be on the Patriots, but my heart's saying Bears. And I wouldn't mind losing the pot by the Bears winning. I could care less about that. I mean, even
Yeah,
though I miss
same.
out like on $1,700, but whatever. That's another day for another time. So, you know, come on,
Glue.
Patriots.
All right, boys. Well, as always,
Alright, y'all.
CP.
great time.
What up,
CP. I'd be very surprised if the Bears score a touchdown tonight.
Facts, CP.
I'm on that train with you, CP. I'm on that train with you.
All right, boys. Bear down, and everybody else, stay tuned for Bears post game.
Yes, sir. We'll be back later on
guys.
after the game. So tune in, guys. See you guys then. All right, go Bears.
Bear down. Bye.